Hello everyone, it's Robin here and welcome. I'm excited to see you all here on this fine February day. So we're in February, which means I have a month of January reading to share with you all. And wow, do I have some fun books to tell you about. I'm really excited about this. I'll be doing this sharing as I update my reading journal here, and I'm really looking forward to doing that too because we had just set her up and this is the first time we're really getting into it and using some of the sections. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Now I'm doing this reading update video here in collaboration with my great friend Tracie over at Midwest Craft Chat. We committed to a year-long reading update plan, and I'm really looking forward to that because not only does it keep me on track, but I get to see what Tracie's up to, what her journal looks like, what types of books is she reading, what kind of recommendations does she have. So that just makes it a lot more fun. I'll put some links down below for Tracie's channel and for her video so that you can go check it out too. But right now, I want to see what we're up to. So for the month of January and January reading, let's flip the camera down and just get started. So here we have my reading journal all open up and ready to go. This is the front section of my reading journal. It's the monthly section where I will keep track of my bookish year for 2024. I'm going to do this page last after we do some of the rest of them, but I wanted to start here because I'm going to share with you some of the stickers I'll be using today. I'm pulling in the new monthly moment stickers that just released on my Etsy shop, and I think this will be really fun to use in here. I have this kit has 2 sheets, but I'll probably just be using this 1 sheet here, but you'll see that at the end. I also am pulling in some of the book icon stickers from my Etsy shop and the rating stars, so you'll probably see those as well. I have a tracker section here, and then I have a review section in the back, and I think this is where we're going to start. So I read 3 books this month. I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I read The Bookstore Sisters, and I read Lessons in Chemistry. And I'm really excited because 2 of those books are books that I had on my list of definite reads for 2024. So I'm just excited that that's how it started out. Now for my review section, this is similar to what I did last year. Here, let me pull that in. Last year, my review looked like this, and I did 3 books per page, and I kind of sectioned it off with some skinny washi and just put in a little bit of information about each book. I'm doing it very similarly, but as you can tell, I'm only doing 2 books per page. I wanted a larger book cover and just more room for more information. So what I have here this page is put together, but I will be putting Lessons in Chemistry together so you can see how I went and did this. But let me talk about these books just briefly. So I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That was my first read for January. Absolutely loved this book to my very core. I loved this book. I don't know why it took me so long to read it, but I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It's a historical fiction. I have it in hard book copy, which is right here, but I also had it in my Kindle, so I was kind of reading out of both of them. Sometimes reading in my Kindle, especially late at night, works out a lot easier for me. So this book is about Evelyn Hugo and Monique Grant, and what I like to do in my reviews, instead of writing a big review about it, I write 3 things about the book. So 3 things about this book: glamorous and scandalous Hollywood in the 50s and 80s. So yeah, this took us back to that old Hollywood era that is both glamorous and scandalous, and all the things that have to be hidden, and then all the things that we think is true is not. It's just a facade. So I loved reading about that time period and that era and that whole environment is what I guess I'm trying to say. It was really awesome. This book is about Evelyn Hugo. It's about forbidden love and 7 husbands. So yes, Evelyn Hugo is this star from Hollywood, and she invites Monique Grant, who is a young journalist, to write her life story. And in her life story, we do find out all about her forbidden love and her 7 husbands and why they all came to be and how they came to be and what their purpose was in Evelyn Hugo's life. And it was so interesting, so interesting. And number 3, time for truth, no matter the cost. And that goes along with Evelyn Hugo. It's time for her to tell the truth about her life because Hollywood in that time period was both scandalous and glamorous, but again, the truth couldn't necessarily be told. It was all about appearances, but no matter the cost. So who's going to get angry? Who's going to get upset? Who's going to changed opinions, and how a life is going to change, and all of that good stuff. So that's what this book was about, and it was amazing. Taylor Jenkins Reid is a wonderful author, and I really do love reading her books. So that book, high on my list, 5 stars. I absolutely loved it, couldn't stop talking about it, and that's how I know I give it 5 stars, because it was just easy to read, it flowed, and I couldn't stop talking about it. Loved it. Okay, the next book I read was The Bookstore Sisters. Now, this is by Alice Hoffman, and it's a short story, so it's only 36 pages. It was really short. I think it was a free book for people who had Amazon Prime, because it popped up for me for free, so I thought, hey, let me just try it out. I like Alice Hoffman. She writes the whole Practical Magic series, and let's just check it out. I gave it 3 stars, but not because I didn't like it. I did like it. I enjoyed this book. It was just short. It was only 36 pages. It's a short story. It ended very abruptly, but again, it's short. It's short. So I don't know. Do I deem a short story like this a whole 4 or 5 stars? I don't think so. It was fine. It was a fine story. Oh my gosh, my cat is here to visit. Hold on. We need to throw her toy. Okay, sorry about that. So I did enjoy it. It's about Isabel and Sophie, who are sisters. They live on Brinkley's Island. It's Maine. And I loved the description. It was a very quaint, small town lifestyle. So I really enjoyed reading about that. They have a family-owned bookstore called Once Upon a Time. So yeah, that was really fun to read about. But they were split apart. Isabel had left the island. She went to live in New York, and her and Sophie are estranged. And this book is really about finding a way back home, and Isabel finding her way back home into the life of Sophie and into the town, and embracing her family and her history and her past and all of that good stuff. Plus, Hank is awesome. So Hank is a dog. I believe he's a Labrador, and in New York, Isabel is a dog sitter, dog walker person, and when she gets this message to come to the island, she brings Hank with her because she doesn't like how he's being treated and left alone all the time by his owner. She just takes him. So it worked. It was okay, but it worked out. But Hank is awesome. So those are those 2 books. So we're going to flip the page here. And I'm going to show you how I went ahead and put this page together as we talk about the 3rd book I read this month, which is Lessons in Chemistry by Barney Garmis. So I'm going to grab the book cover here. I have 3 sizes of book covers that I printed out. This is the larger one, and this is 2.5 inches tall. This is how I make my book covers consistent, is I keep the height of them the same size. So this is 2.5 inches tall. I have some 2-inch tall books here, and then these are 1.5 inches. And I use these throughout my journal, and you'll see that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. The 2.5 inches is what I'm using on my back page, my review pages. I'm printing these on sticker paper because I have sticker paper, but you can print these on really anything, photo paper, cardstock, or even paper, and just glue them down. It's just fine. And I find these covers off of just Googling and searching for the images of the covers, or you can even kind of pull them off of Amazon, which is where I usually get most of them. The pens I'm using for this, I write with a Sharpie S-Gel. This is a 0.5. I like that finer tip. And I'm using a Papermate Flair to write the title. So let's go ahead and put that information in. Okay, so I just went ahead and finished filling the rest of this out. So Lessons in Chemistry is by Barney Garmis, and this is another historical fiction, as well as her debut novel, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and put my star rating right here. Let's just fit that right there. There we go. And I have this in a physical copy. So I'm going to put that here, right here. But I was also listening to a little on audio. I was doing a search through YouTube and ran across an audio reading of it. So I was sometimes listening to it as well as I was working. So that was really kind of fun. So again, this is historical fiction as well as her debut. So let me write that. So Lessons in Chemistry, again, is historical fiction. This is Bonnie Garmus's debut novel, which is pretty cool. And we have our character, Elizabeth Zott. Now, Elizabeth Zott is a chemist, and she's very beautiful, but she's also very intelligent and very smart, and she wants to get her PhD. And because we are a female chemist in the early 60s man's world, that makes it quite difficult because it's really just a man-driven environment that she has herself in. So she runs into so many obstacles of that nature to get to where she wants to be, and she's finding that's not just happening. She's a chemist, but she also loves cooking, and so she ends up landing herself a TV show. This is also in the LA area where this book takes place. I'm equating it to Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because there's similar themes going on in both books because they're both kind of in that 60s time period where men were ruling a lot of these environments these women were trying to work in. So she gets this TV show called Supper at 6, and instead of doing everything that the producers are telling her to do, she is treating women in a way that's very inspirational and supportive, and it's where she finds cooking equals chemistry, and she's actually not teaching cooking, but she's teaching chemistry, and women are responding, and they're loving this. And then the third thing I wrote about it is that everyone needs a 6:30 in their life. And if you read the book, you will fall in love with 6:30. 6:30 is her dog. Oh my gosh, like my cat here wants to play, is her dog. And he has this he's his own character in this entire book too. So I really loved this book a lot. And I am giving it 4 stars because I really loved it. I really loved it. And it didn't hit 5 stars for me only because I had just read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That one flowed so easily for me that this one didn't flow as easily, but I loved it. I absolutely loved this. This is also a show. I don't know. Is it Hulu or is it Amazon? It's a show on TV or I don't know. It's a show. So I'm going to start watching it now because I was holding off to watch it. But I fell in love with Elizabeth Zott. She is amazing and strong and all those good things. Okay, let's put this back in here. I'm trying to keep an eye on time just a bit. So I use skinny washi to section this off. And what I love about the skinny washi is I like choosing colors that coordinate with the book. So my review section is what you're going to end up seeing back here. Are colors that kind of blend with the book covers. So that's really fun. So let's go ahead and go to our tracker section and see what tracker things we need to fill out here. So on my Goodreads goal, I already filled my first 2 books. I have my color key down here. I'm using mild liners. So for a book, I'm using this blue color. Audio, I'm using pink, and green, I'm using Kindle. So my first book I kind of read with both. And this one I did the same. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of half this and color it in. Coloring it in, loads of fun, right? And it's okay to read books in more than one way if that's what gets the job done. Okay. Got that one marked in. This is going to be very colorful when it's done. My next page, see, it's kind of going through a bit, so I probably won't put anything on this side. My next page is my monthly stats, how many books I read and how many pages turned. So let's fill that out. Let's use this. So I read 3 books, and let me check how many pages. So it's 811. There we go. 3 books, 811 pages were turned. So there we have that. This is my bookshelf. I already put the first 2 books in here as I went through, and these are the 1.5 inch size. So I'm going to go ahead and put Lessons in Chemistry here. I really like this visual of these books on this shelf. Let me get that a little closer. So when I use these books at 1.5 inches tall, and the way I set it up, I can fit probably 4 books on each of these little shelves. But here we have them all in a row. Cute. And oh, this is my reading genres page. So I wrote, I put down, these are stickers from my Etsy shop as well. I'll put a link down below of how I set this up if you're interested in checking that out. But I wrote Evelyn Hugo under historical fiction, and I wrote Bookstore Sisters under fiction. And I could do Lessons in Chemistry under historical fiction, but it was a debut novel, so I think I'm going to put it under debut. So let's fill this part out right here. I'm just going to write Lessons and Chemistry. There, close enough, right? And this way I can kind of keep track of the different genres I'm reading and making sure I'm spreading it across the board a little bit through the year, or just to see what it's like. Oh, here, this is it. You seriously need to read these books. This is my TBR 5. This is on one of my goals for the year. So I read Lessons in Chemistry, and we gave her 4 stars because I loved it. And 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, gave her 5 stars because I loved it to my very core. So just a little beef up love there, right? There we go. And now I still have The Wishing Game to read, Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale, although Kristen Hanna just came out with a new book, and it's on the book of the month this month. I'm probably going to get it called, is it called The Women? Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to that. Pride and Prejudice, totally want to read that too. So we'll make sure we get to these books here. And that is the end of this. So there, we did those trackers. And now we're to the front where I can fill out this page right here. This is my Bookish Year. This is where I made the barn door situation. So I have 1 month for each year. I mean, 1 page for each month through the year. You see what I'm saying here? And we're going to go ahead and fill this out. So let me take January out and let's work on this. So I decided to pull in this Monthly Moments page kit from my Etsy shop because I think I want to use these each month. I think that will really decorate the page and I'll enjoy looking at them. So I'm going to pull off this January sticker that I had originally put here, and we're just going to change it up. And I'm going to set this aside and we'll see how this works out. So this is a header here, and you want to be careful pulling that because I almost just tore the word January. There we go. And I'm going to set this right at the top. Sometimes it's easiest to turn it upside down so that you can line things up. So I'm just going to kind of line it up right in the center here. Just like so. I think that is cute. And then I'm going to put this bottom piece down here as well. So I'm lining it up with this outside set of dots and giving it room in the spine for the discs. So we're kind of going that way about it. Oh, that looks really cute. That looks really cute. Okay, so let's see how I want to do this. So I have, these are 2-inch sizes. I want to put all the books that I read on here. So 2 inches would fit. But I could also take my favorite, which, okay, there we go, 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and make it larger. Then it shows that it's my favorite, right? And I could put these kind of here too. I could put a couple of boxes down here for some stats for the month. So what stats would I want to know? I kind of just want to know how many books I read and how many pages I turned. So let's take the 2 decorative boxes. I could put them right at the bottom, just like so. That's pretty cool. Let's just commit to this. And I'm going to put this larger one in the center. And let's kind of go upside down here so I can see where I want to place this. Right about here. Is that the center? Now I may change these up each month depending on how many books I read too. But I think right now this looks good. take this and then we'll take this. Okay, let's kind of do that. I'm going to go up just a little bit. And same on this side. And I'm really using the dots to help keep it somewhat straight. That looks really cute. Let's put some star ratings on here because when I look at the month, I just want to see the star ratings of each of these books. Let's put that there. And we'll put this one right here. And right here. And I'm going to go ahead and color in my star ratings. Okay, that looks really cute. I want to add a quote in here too, and I think I can fit it right down here. So let me go ahead and do that. Yes, I like that there. It says, well, first of all, don't go throwing your weight around unless you're sure you'll win. And that's Evelyn Hugo. She threw her weight around quite a bit. And she got what she was after, that's for sure. And next we just need to write in the books and the pages right here at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to keep this simple and just write in pen, books, and pages. There we go. Keep it simple, right? And we read 3 books, and it was 811 pages. Okay. Oh, I think that looks really nice, and I think this is going to keep it simple through the year. Let's see how it looks in the journal here. Put it right here. Yes. So I'm enjoying how that looks. Okay. So far so good. So I think I'm going to probably use the same kit through the rest of the year. And I think that will be fun. So here's my reading journal. I'm really excited how this all turned out, and I'm really excited for the books that I read this month. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, definitely my favorite book. I really enjoyed that book a lot. Looking forward to reading more Taylor Jenkins Reid for sure. And I'm looking forward to watching Lessons in Chemistry. Apple TV Plus, that's the channel it's on. So yes, I'm really looking forward to watching that. Have you read any of these books? If you have, let me know about it in the comments below and what you thought of them. Or let me know what you're currently reading. I would love to hear about that too. Currently, I'm reading, here's a little sneak peek, Hester by Lori Lico Albanese, and I am loving this book too. So I'm having a really great start to my reading year because I'm enjoying a lot of the books that I'm reading. I'm also looking forward to Tracie's video over at Midwest Craft Chat and to see what she's been up to, what has she been reading, and what's her journal look like. How's it going? I can't wait to see all that. I'll put a link down below so that you can go check out it too. Hope to see you there for sure. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.